Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Photigy live photo talk, Friday photo talk that we call Friday Photo Talk. I'm Alex Koloskov, the founder of Photigy School of Photography. How are you guys doing? How is everything? Let me see. Okay, looks good here. So if you hear me well, if you see me well, please post plus or tell me something on the chat so I see what is going on. And meanwhile, I'll tell you what we'll be doing today. So you may have seen it. Today we'll be doing fire photography. I have some little setup. Well, what you see is not really about fire. It's an installation for a completely different project that's actually going on for more than a year now. Zhenya Larionova, my wife, is kind of creating something with friends, with everyone who supports us, something magnificent, I would say. But it will be not today. Today we'll be shooting fire, and I hope I won't set up, all this stuff on fire, all this pile of toilet paper. How are you doing? Okay, I see. Woo! Okay, so all is good. I see pluses. Thank you. Okay, so we're good. Before I go and start shooting, I'll try to wrap it up, better shorter and then longer. Let me tell you some exciting news that we have coming actually this Monday. So 1 second. This is what I want to show you. The course is coming. The course from Janine Pook. She's, if you've been receiving our newsletter, you know probably we have an interview published with her. Both parts you can find them on blog, okay, in articles. And she's a CGI artist and product photographer. She was doing she was working with different brands. Creating CGI for them. Even if you remember that movie, Alien vs Predator, a movie, she created 3D scenes for them. So she's an amazing, and now we bring in the course from Janine. The course is called Introduction to CGI, and it's specifically made for people who first want to practice product photography, so it's a blend of CGI and product. And second, people who doesn't have much experience in 3D at all. Basically, you don't need to have any experience to be good at this course. Janine using Cinema 4D, okay? Cinema 4D for this. There is a trial version. You can always try Cinema 4D before thinking that you want to commit or buy a license. Actually, it's not that bad. It's not like $1,000 as it used to be. It's less than $100 per month, I think, license. Anyway, you can start with this course, and there is you can find it if you go to blog articles and see the recent publications. Okay, interview with Janine and a link to the course. But the release date will be this Monday, okay? This Monday, and for first 48 hours, we're giving away some cool bonus to buyers of the course, okay? Second that we're going to do today, I'm going to review submissions. We have all kind of submissions for the previous challenge, for Photigy challenge, which was jewelry photography. So there is something to talk about. And as you can expect, next challenge would be fire, okay? But please be really careful. Please be really careful at whatever you'll be doing, okay? It's just, it could be really bad. The price is exactly, since we're running cool discount for everything on Photigy these days, to help you guys to stay on a budget during these times. The course that I'm talking about will be discounted as well. The introduction to CGI, so it's more than half off actually. But everything on Photigy is 50% off. So it's time for you if you want to, get to especially to certification program. It's time for you to join. Okay, so this is the agenda for today. Oh, let me switch back. Yeah, After Effects and video editing. Actually, it's another thing that we can explore. Yeah, video is something that we need to do. Alrighty. So, aside all this toilet paper thing, toilet paper. Actually, it's a tower made of toilet paper. That's what we're building. It's not done yet. It's not done yet, guys. Let's talk about fire photography. Fire photography. Does anyone have experience shooting fire? Fire in the studio, not like, you know, the fireplace with your phone, but something that where you try to incorporate fire and some product photography, or well, some commercial or semi-commercial or something that could be used for commercial purposes photography. Oh, cool! You passed 3 courses. Google sucks. Why Google sucks? Google sucks, but you use Google. You use YouTube now to watch me, so why Google sucks? That's something that's strange, you know, it doesn't fit me well. Talking about the guy who's saying that Google sucks, and it might be, but, you know, we use Google. So, fire, okay, yeah. Talking about fire, we may have, I want to remind you something that we do have a cool workshop that we had a while ago. Well, not really. This one. Okay, actually, this is the second one. It was a previous one where I was using fire to create this image. So it was super cool thing, and we used a very specific technique, you know, to get it there. I mean, to create that fire different. It's really in-depth type of thing. But today we'll be trying to do it simpler way. Okay. And again, whatever I'll be doing, guys, don't try to repeat it, do the same thing as I do, always think twice. Because, you know, I came from Soviet Union, you know, and anyone who survived perestroika and all that stuff knows that it was a completely different environment, and we kind of lived in it, and it was a part of the life. So all this, you know, precautions and all these things that normal people have to think about, for us, you know, for guys from Soviet Union, it's a little bit different. So never try to do exactly same thing as I'm doing. Kind of be a little bit more careful, okay? Please, don't burn anything. Okay. Well, Google, the name on certificate is your username, basically, whatever you put in there. So, let me do this. Let me switch camera to wider view, and then we will go. 1 second before this. Already. So you see a little bit of, you know, what is going on, and I will tell you 1 second what we'll be doing. So something simple this time, okay? Because I really want to critique and review you that submissions for the jewelry photography challenge. The winner will get any course of his or her choice, which kind of cool. But let's do fire. So what I have here is the subject. You know, when we shoot fire, it's cool to have something relatively transparent, semi-transparent, you know. And any liquor, any bottle actually kind of fit really nice into that subject. So I'm using this interesting shaped liquor, which are like a violin shape. Why not? On little stand. It's not a plate. It's just well, it's not tabletop. It's a plate actually. Wall mount plate. Okay, mounted on the C stand. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. If not, let me know. I'll show you in details. Why I'm doing this? I kind of like when fire gets all around the subject, and to have it done this way, we want to make sure that there is no table, basically, right? We can always do something in post-production if needed. Again, the thing that I showed you, the workshop, we did it differently there, but here it's kind of simpler way. So the camera, and since the fire is continuous light source, I'll be utilizing this and using continuous light sources for this, even though it will be very little. But what's cool that we can use high shutter speed, frame rate, high frame rate to get multiple shots during one burst of fire, okay? I'd like to know how you got so much toilet paper, Jeffrey. Friends, we have this sort of like a sentence in Russian language, you know. Don't have 100 rubles, dollars, sort of, have 100 friends. So when you have friends, you can get all this. Not, you know, by doing some crazy operations of, you know, buying everything. So we have amazing friends supporting us on this project, and I really, you know, appreciate all the time that, well, we have such people. Well, I have such people in my life. Anyway, safety first, exactly. Shooting fire can produce some amazing images, as you will see, but it can extremely dangerous. So be sure to understand the risk of how and be safe. Yes, thank you so much for posting this. This is super important. And let me bring this table, and I'll show you what, you know, how we'll create fire. Different ways of creating fire. I really hope. So, fire. There are different ways, of course, to create bursts of fire. All kind of, well, whatever you can use. What I'm using usually some alcohol. So the best is to use pure alcohol, like this one, for example. It's 99.9% alcohol. It's isopropyl. Not going to pronounce it. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And this is for cleaning electricity. Not the cheapest version, but it's cool. But you know, alcohol like this, which costs, you know, just a few bucks, 91% alcohol will work. How to throw it to make a burst? The simplest way, again, get some sprayer. So it just sprays like this, and it creates nice flame, which kind of shuts down by itself. The best way that, you know, if you spray it once, it will be one burst, and that's it. It's not gonna, you know, do whatever the rest. Okay. Then options. You can use anything that in aerosol sort of packaging, and something that, you know, can set fire. Even like the hairspray. You know, it works. For example, I was using with great success. It burns really bright. The electronics cleaner, and well, it does the same thing. It's a little bit more dangerous solution, so better not to use it. But there is a possibility, and there is another possibility. It's just completely crazy. I'm just saying no, you don't do this. But there is this. Professionals use it, but it's professionals working with fire and explosives and all that stuff. It's butane fuel, And I kind of modified it with little thing from the sprayer, and actually I can run fire from it. But oh, it's dangerous, so don't do it. I was kind of testing all this during the workshop, so you will see. Because with butane fuel, if you build the rig that kind of burst flame, you can do stuff that you can see, you know, on the Apple Watch. There is like phase when fire all around, you know, like a circle of fire. It was done with butane fuel and some special burner. Just saying. Okay. Now, how to burn it actually? Let me show you, and then we'll do the photo shoot. So I prefer to use this little torch, okay? So you can I can fire it. The cool thing that I can set it so it runs the flame, and I don't need to press anything. And then what I do, I just, you know, spray it. So like this, right? As you can see, well, it burns everything and it's cool. And the sprayer like this can do actually, you see the difference, right? And I can tell you that this is way more, this is probably has something like a fear, how you call it? Well, I'm not sure how it's in English. So it's way more combustive, and it doesn't have that much of droplets visible. This is way cleaner version in terms of when you run fire burst, inevitably it will be some particles from the sprayer that it's not burned yet, and they usually surround the fire, and it doesn't look good because it's like little dots everywhere. You need to clean them. It's Photoshop work, lots of Photoshop work. And alcohol creates way more little droplets. This thing has almost zero droplets. I mean, it's really, it's almost like a butane, but the propane, let's say it's propane. But not as dangerous. It's just some, well, other aerosol. And it burns, as you've seen, with way more temperature, way higher temperature, and it's brighter. Okay, so this is about fire. The best way for photography, product photography, to run fire actually from the bottom to top, cameras on top, fire on bottom, it's way harder to set up. Again, it's all covered on the workshop number 72. If you go to Pro Club workshops, you will see we run this because it actually it has less motion blur, and well, it's better. But here we'll run a vertical sort of vertical thing when I'll be throwing fire from behind, and it will be all around the subject. Now, let's talk about the camera setup. You know, or do you know, or do you expect what kind of exposure you may need to catch fire? Tell me, what do you think with whatever? Well, the camera is Sony a7R II with 50mm lens, 50 because I need, you know, room for the fire to run. But still, tell me what aperture, what ISO, and what shutter speed you think we need to set up. And while it kind of runs through the wires to you, I can start building the lighting setup. It won't be much light because the fire is the main light. We're not going to use anything to the background. Let's keep it simple. Yep, thank you, workshop 72 posted there. So we keep it simple. But we definitely need to highlight at least label, right? There is a label. And the camera, let me switch so you see, no, a little bit later. We'll do it a little bit later. Okay, Ilya's saying 10-15 seconds. I mean, 1/10 or 10-15 seconds. Ilya, okay, that's probably why. So some of you may shooting fire before just by opening shutter speed and kind of doing the fire. I don't like this because it will be lots of motion blur. The fire will be like, well, we need to freeze it. It's a motion. So right now I have 100 of a second, 100 of a second shutter speed, f8 and ISO 200. ISO 200. Why 200? Why not 5 seconds? No way. 5 seconds. Okay, 1 to 50 of a second, QVision Studios. Yes, this is close, but it's probably will be a little bit too much. I'll tell you this. I'm not going to turn off this light, so we can't use long exposure. And again, I want to freeze the fire, and to freeze it, we need to have short shutter speed. There is no flash, right? There is no strobe. So f8, yes, f8, it's perfect for this. Exactly, this is what I have. So the exposure, in my case, should be driven by the light that I'm going to use to highlight a label. Okay? Let's make sure that the label is visible. So for this, I'm going to use this you've seen. If not, check out our reviews page. And oh, by the way, did you like this video? Did you hit likes? So if you watch it, if you think it's cool, please press like. Okay, we need your likes. It helps us to run better shows next time. Okay. So there is a review of this light. It's a Godox S30. It's like an optical snoot. It's super cool light. It has tons of cool features, lens, and everything. And what I'm going to do, I got the projection pattern. As you can see, there are screens that I can actually change whatever the projection is, the pattern. And I'm going to use it to highlight the label. Okay, I don't want to highlight all around. I just want to highlight the label. And you see where I'm setting up this thing next to the camera, almost next to the camera. Why? I'm not sure yet. We'll try. But since the label is more like on a flat surface, I want maximum of light to be reflected to the camera. Where I need to position my light to get the maximum reflection from the flat surface, if I shoot it normal, straight, not on the side, right? If on the side, the light will go there, the reflected light. This light most likely will go back to the camera, so we have it like that, okay? It's not what we usually do in many cases, but this is something that may work this time. We'll see. So let me share the viewfinder with you. Unfortunately, you will have to see it like this, not kind of super cool way, because the camera is flipped, but that's how it is. And let's try to shoot. Okay, so I'm taking picture, and you can see that, well, that is all visible at given aperture. And let me see, where is it? Yeah, this is, okay, yeah, so the label is definitely quite visible, which is cool. We can, may even close aperture down, we'll see. But now, this is kind of the shortest, probably, maybe a little bit shorter, shutter speed. If, for example, if for some reason I don't have bright light, and I want to keep, because guys, to shoot fire, you need to keep short flash, not flash, shutter speed, short shutter speed, because you need to freeze that action. It should have some texture. Fire looks beautiful when it's like this. So what you need to make sure that shutter speed is relatively short. If you don't have enough light, raise ISO. That's fine to shoot ISO for 100, even if 800 if needed. Modern cameras are dealing really well with high ISO plus some Photoshop work, and nobody will see your noise. Okay. So we have this. Now fire. We can, if I would be shooting completely alone, I could set the trigger, some remote trigger, let's say like a Pluto. We had Friday Photo Talk Pluto previously on some of the reviewed when I was showing how to use it. We could use it, but it will be just a single shot. I want to have it burst of frames, since we have continuous light, to catch more than one at one burst. So I'm going to call my little helper, my daughter, my beautiful daughter, and she's gonna press the shutter speed. I mean the shutter release button, right? It should be super easy. And I'll be kind of throwing stuff. Hello, dear. Please come over. Close the door. Yep, come over. Yeah, I forgot. Okay. So this will be your place. You press the button, and I'll be shooting. Okay, so what do we do first? Let's try just alcohol. Let's have alcohol as our first substance. So on one, you do press and hold it for a second. Okay. And then release. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And do a few more. 1, 1, 1, 1. Ah, stop. So let's see. It was not bright actually. We're gonna wait till it loads everything. It will be there, but we'll see, let me maybe switch to a little bit different layout so you see. We'll review it 1 second, guys. Okay, so if we're gonna look at this and just review what we got. Did we catch anything? Well, some, right? Not too much, but look at this. This is a really good beginning. In many cases, we will have to shoot, use multiple shots and put composed. But this is super cool. Okay, so we didn't catch much, Lily. Let's do a little bit better. 1 second. Where is this? Okay. Let's now try with this guy, with electrical cleaner. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay, this works really, really well, as you can see. It was like boom every time. Lida, let's do this. A few more, and we'll be done basically. I want to switch to alcohol because I have a feeling that it could be too much, too bright. This is test. 1 second. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Where to 1? Cool. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So it's smaller. It's way smaller, as you can see. Comparing to this, right? But it's more controllable, a little bit more controllable. Okay, stay for a moment here. Okay, we're gonna review once it's low. Oh, it's so much in the buffer. So the camera can shoot, I think it can shoot up to, how much, 10 frames per second, but it really takes time to load it from the buffer to the camera, to the card. Okay, Catherine, hello. In general, what your settings? The settings on the camera: 1/100 of a second shutter speed, f8, ISO 200. This is the settings of the camera. And again, I'm going to switch to this so you will see what is going on. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's review. Nice. A little bit too much. Might be a little bit too bright. You see, right? But if let's look at the, the quality of everything, all this stuff. So this is what I'm talking about. You see, it still has motion blur, which kind of looks okay. I'm talking about the fire. It looks okay, but it could be shorter. It could be shorter and it could be less motion blur. But this is 100th of a second. Yeah, this is cool. You see how you place it on a table and boom, this is amazing shot by itself. And if you combine it, this is cool too. Wow. Oh, this was the how you call it? The electric cleaner. This is crazy fire. So, actually no, it was different bottle it was trying before. Same thing. Okay. Let's do this. The last thing, guys, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change shutter speed to 1/200th of a second, okay? 1/200th of a second shutter speed now. And we're going to do it with this guy since it's really bright. Last try. Lila, are you ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. It stopped? Okay, yeah, because we got buffer. Alrighty. So this is really cool. I mean, it's way better than anything because, well, it forms amazing the burst. Lila, thank you so much, dear.
Welcome.
Yep. Young photographer. Yeah. Now I know that everything will be good with product photography because of such child. Okay. By the way, guys, while we are, waiting for all this, there is another light that we could use to get some nice, reflections if you need it behind. I kind of like this setup, but I didn't use it because, well, that's not about the fire. We need the show. So let me switch and I'll show you something. 1 second. Okay. Okay, let's review. Let's review what we got. So this is what I call, almost perfect burst, right? Tons of stuff is going on. It may be too much, but imagine the potential of such, fire. And if you do it without any bottle, this is an amazing stock photo. This is one of the stock, packs that we're gonna sell because we have tons of fire for you guys, so you don't burn your studio. You can see it's not even motion blur. It might be the out of focus slightly, so we can shoot f13, for example, and to stay a little bit more in the focus. Actually, this is cool, right? Wow, I like it. Beautiful, beautiful. Whoa. Whew, whew. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Amazing. The best when it's behind, right? Wow. Whew. Or like this, Inferno. This is why it's gonna run. Okay. So let's go back to talks now. So now ask if you have any questions. Okay, ask me now, and we'll jump to reviewing your submissions in a moment. Okay. That was cool. I love it. So the winner is electronics cleaner. Is it still doable with an old camera and no burst mode? Yes, of course it's doable. It just means that you will have to take, well, a little bit more precise shot in triggers, basically whatever you trigger, if someone will trigger it, or for you, or you will use a trigger, but it's completely fine. You know, most of my splashes, actually all of them, were done with the single shooting, with the single shooting mode, single frame. Splash, you know, splash, it's even harder, you know, than fire, because you need to clean stuff after that, you know, if it's put on a table. So it's doable completely. Yes, yes. Okay. Do you also still shoot for customers? Mostly no. I shoot for very special customers, you know, but in general, it's quite different business, you know, running the school and shooting as a commercial photographer. And I like first more. But yeah, interesting projects we do. But, you know, it's expensive stuff, and I'm not doing it quite often. I mean, expensive for our customers. Have you tried changing nozzles to spray cans for different effects? No, I didn't try because, well, first of all, the equipment that I use, you know, all these nozzles, they basically almost the same in terms of, I think the finer particles is better, so smaller. For me, it's easier to change effects by doing different angles and different maybe motions. We can always do a motion while doing this, so it will be different effect. Because if you, again, on that workshop, you have link posted, we do have high-speed video shooting of the fire, and it's really interesting to see how actually fire bursts. You know, you can see the shape, and you can really create that shape by motion or by angle, different angle. Different shapes. You can hit with the fire from really behind when it hits the subject and kind of goes all around, or from the bottom, or from top. All this is possible. Again, when you do slow motion, if you look at that, where is it? Look at this. This is just super cool. I mean, if you didn't see it before, this is slow motion on the fire. That is, I think, well, either 250 or 500 FPS. So it's really, really kind of shows how it works, and you can do a lot of things. So it's not only photography. See how cool? It can even run backwards. Wow! Alrighty. So now let's do the critique and review. Again, if you like this video, please press like now. If you're not subscribed to the channel, it's time for you to subscribe. Next time we go live, you receive notification and you never miss the live event. And now, Photigy challenge. Photigy challenge is something that we run every week. You have a week to complete it. It should be a new post. It may be old shot to be considered as a submission, but it should be posted within a week. So starting from Friday till the end of Thursday next week is your time frame to post your image. For next Friday it will be the fire photography. To post it with the tag Photigy challenge. Okay, Photigy challenge, single tag that you need to use. Okay. Like this. No, I'm not going to use it. So, and last one. One second. Last one was jewelry photography challenge, because previous Friday talk I was showing you how to shoot jewelry basically. It was enough. I shared that you can do amazing shots with very little equipment. Okay, there are some discussions going on, not about fire your plastic diffuser, but you use do you buy full roll of section? What thickness do you like? Is cheaper? Do you buy a big roll? Plastic diffuser that you use. Plastic diffuser. Oh, plastic diffuser. Oh, plastic diffuser. Okay. Plastic. I was thinking, what plastic diffuser? I buy a full roll. I use, actually, I have all of them, lightweight, medium, and heavy. Heavy is the best. Heavy translucent plastic. We're talking, guys, we're talking about this. If you, since we have, actually, no, it's better to go to Photigy and then gear page. Okay, we have this cool gear and reviews where it's listed there. So it's, if you didn't see it, this is, I mean, bookmark, because the whole like little workshop is there where I kind of explain everything. But basically, we're talking about this Savage translucent backdrop, and yeah, three weights: heavyweight, medium, and lightweight. Heavyweight is the best for most of the diffusers. Lightweight, it's kind of tricky part. Medium, well, sometimes I use it, but heavyweight is the best. What else? What about lighting the bottle brand with snoot and then doing this fire trick for the motion? Appreciate your opinion. Anton, this is what we did. You missed probably. We had a light, snoot light, highlighting the bottle. Otherwise, the label. Otherwise, it won't be as bright, because you've seen it was. Is it still there? Yeah. This is what it is, right? This is how it looked like. This is the light without any flame for the label, right? And then plus all this. Yeah, cool. By the way, looking at this image, you can see that it was not wide enough lens, or I need to back up, because this is not good at all. Okay, this is not good at all when we do have crop. This is bad. It's just the whole photo session, most of the frames was bad because of this. For demonstration, it's fine, but for the real stuff, make sure that you have room for fire. It's always easy to crop it after that. 40 megapixel, whatever your camera is now. I mean, it's so. Okay, now back to the business. Reviewing. Short. We have many submissions, and I need to choose the winner. Okay, I need to choose the winner that will get any course that listed on our homepage on school, except certification program for free. Okay, the winner. So this one, what I can tell, the lighting is good. Okay, I see some. Well, it's not perfect because it could be better gradients. I'm talking about this area, right? It could be a gradient. It's possible to have a gradient there, but I don't see it much. But still, it's kind of nice. It really requires, as any jewelry, it requires more Photoshop to be on your portfolio as a photographer portfolio, not like, you know, just a guy who sporadically, you know, shoots something with your phone. It should be cleaned. All this unevenness, all this stuff that we see, it should be polished metal, even though in reality it's not. But when you shoot macro, just know it. I mean, remember it. All these little, whatever you call it, not diamonds, little gemstones, they look good, but they could be a little bit better. You need to, again, post-production. There is a way to enhance look of little gemstones to make them sparkly. Do you want that secret? Did you like the video? You select only those little gemstones and increase contrast and sharpness to them, way more than to the rest. They start being sparkly, if you have enough light, if they kind of bright like this. Okay, cool stuff. Let's move forward. One more, we have maximum 3 submissions per user for such review. I mean, for the challenge. And this one, yeah, Nick Dolan's, it's good, it's good. Again, metal could be slightly better and a little bit more post-production because there are ways to improve the look of the metal. But gemstone, actually you did here, oh, you did nice, yeah. This is, I see this, the increased sharpness and all that stuff. It's nice. You can work a little bit more on this, you know, you can increase brightness. It could be brighter than, you know, than the surrounding, even though it's darker gemstone. But for example, this one could be a little bit pop more. But you know, in general, looks really nice. Love it. Okay, next one. It's a jewelry, yes. Even though I'm just trying to see if this is part of the jewelry or not. Not sure. Probably it is. But it, you know, it's more. It's hard to see here the studio shot because of really flat lighting. It really looks for me that it was the real, you know, whatever, Pebble Beach, and it was overcast day, so no sun, lots of clouds, and you just shoot it top down with your, let's say, phone. It's not a big deal. I mean, it may be okay, but you're usually getting lost on the background. It should be something that really separates. Think how to make it happen. It either could be lighting, or it could be some post-processing, or it may be some propping, but it should be stand up a little bit, you know, to be kind of separated. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, is it jewelry? It's kind of, it's very minimalistic photo, I would say. Okay, now I got. You don't have macro lens, right? Okay, so you don't have macro lens, but you have a great desire to shoot jewelry, and you did the shot. You can't really get closer. I got it, and actually you have this little splash, which again looks cool, but we almost don't see it. I almost don't see it, at least. That's fine, that's completely fine, but if you don't have macro lens, if you don't have bellows that can turn your lens, regular lens, into a macro, you know, guys, right? How to do this? You put a bellows, they cost, or it's not even bellows, you can have just extension ring for like $30. You can turn your lens into macro lens by putting some, you know, piece of metal between the lens and camera body, right? And get it closer. So it's possible to do it, but it's also possible to do it in post-production, just crop the image. So if you would crop it at least like this, I can talk about jewelry shot. In this case, it's hard to see. I'm older guy now, I don't see much. But you know, it has, looks like it has good lighting, and it's bad that it's so little, because you don't have overexposed, you don't have overexposed. It's probably a cool, with post-production, could be really cool shot. Okay, the next one, nice. You know, white background, which is not easy for many photographers to get, especially when it's shiny stuff like this. And you did it well. Yeah, nice. What could be better here? Little gemstones. All those little gemstones, when they have plenty of them, when they have few, they need to be bright and sparkly. This is the major thing that, you know, it's harder. It's really hard to get them on the white background because, well, white is the as bright as possible. But I think there is a way to turn them slightly, you know, to increase that contrast, sharpness, to make them a little bit more sparkly. Otherwise, it's good. It's cool. It's not, again, not much post-production here. A little bit lost of focus. I'm really not really big fan of the composition. Maybe at least if you crop it like this, maybe it could be better. But again, this is Instagram, so I completely get in why it's vertical. Okay. Yeah, 1 second. I'll jump on the question. After I review, we'll be doing Q&A one more. So, guys, if you have questions, post it on the forum, I mean, on the chat. Okay. So otherwise, it's cool. The third one, right? 3 images. Actually, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, 3. This is the third one. From the same photographer. Okay, here is kind of, it's a cool surrounding, I mean, the composition, all this stuff, there's some sort of like, I don't know, things going around, which may be cool, but what is going on with this, with gemstones? You'll blow them out. I understand it may be cool to kind of, to get this idea like, ooh, it's a holy spirit, you know, holy light. I'm getting this, and especially getting on the metal. Not saying it's bad. It's fine to have metal like this. It's shiny metal, but gemstones they couldn't be blown out like this. No way. So, if you can pull the details on camera raw, good. Do this. If you cannot pull, too bad. It was too much light. You need to really make sure that we put it on without overexposure. Okay. Otherwise, it's cool. Okay, Nick. Is it 1, 2? Oh, it's the third one. Okay, I see. It's your third one. Nick Dolans. Nice. Well, I love your ideas, you know, your creativity. It's something cool here, you know, the way the torn paper. All this, nice. But again, Nick, post-production, you need to clean it. It's cool. I mean, it's so much potential in this shot. You need to put way more time and efforts in post-production. Because, for example, metal here look amazingly well. I mean, it's shiny. It's even almost like maybe not cleaned in Photoshop much, but it's cool. But look at your large, beautiful gemstones. You know, they are amazing. You have so much dust and stuff on them. I mean, it's just you're killing everything. No way. You're professional. You've been paid. You will be paid if it will be all, you know, better than in real life. It should be better. It should be perfect. Ah, man, I feel really sorry. Such a good image. Finish it. No, really, finish it. Put in your portfolio. I mean, Photoshop. More Photoshop. Alrighty. One more with how I call it. Not emerald. Anyway, forgot. Cool. I like the way that Yantar, man, I forgot the name. Anyway, it's not gemstone. It's this tar, the old tar, I forgot. Looks cool. This is the best part. You know, metal and the whole thing here, the whole ring. It's actually cool shot. But you know, with this ring, it should be some story. Since the metal is not polished, it's some sort of like an antique. It really looks cool when we have stuff around them, something textured, something that will be, you know, in contrast with that metal. It's not bad like this. I would position it a little bit different, and I would put some a little bit more artistic, you know, stuff around. Talking about some propping. Otherwise, it's nice. I love this look. You know, it's like you can dive in. It's like a planet. It's super cool. Okay, next one. It's almost like Nick. I mean, probably the same mineral. Not sure. This is good. It's kind of nice. I love the background. It's super cool. The quality is better. Probably it's just because of the Instagram and all that stuff. Talking about the image quality. All this should be polished. Fuganda photo. It's really like you need to polish it. And yeah, the gemstones, they should be brighter. Look at this. When you have a gemstone and then it's surrounded by that metal, gemstone should be brighter than the metal. This is the idea, you know, because it's sparkly. In real life, when you see such item under those little lights on the table of the jeweler, right? That's, you know, on the store, you know they have this LED strips. And you move your head, all the gemstones start getting, you know, giving you this burst of light. And it looks shiny. When you take one picture, of course, it's not motion. So what you can do, you should put that starburst into every little gemstone. This is must. Here it's a little bit, I mean, I see some shyness a little bit sometimes, but not on everyone. Look at the look of such gemstones at Vadim Shilin at Epic Mind Studio. In my portfolio, we have some examples. Again, the courses where we teach, this is purely post-production. The lighting is great here. It's really good lighting, except this part, right? You can play. You know, sometimes when we shoot jewelry and light gemstones giving us hard time, do the composite shot. You know, move light so you kind of get rid of that super bright reflections, and then combine them if needed. You basically grab different facets of your gemstones from different frames, and it looks good, so you can kind of put it together. Okay, so a little bit more post-production here again. But I love this shot. You see how much I'm talking about it. Okay, this one, it's cool. Wow, interesting idea. I love it. You know, this is sharp light. There is something in it. Nice. Wow. And the grass and the background. Huh. Nice, like it. You know, I didn't see lighting setup. It's shiny, and well, maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. I'm wondering if you put some diffuser on top to get a little bit more bright reflection on the metal without killing those shadows. Otherwise, it's cool. Look at this. Fix it. They shouldn't be, like this. They should sit nicely on top. Basically just, as usual, like little thing here, same here. It's all aesthetic. Alrighty, next one. Oof, nice. Shiny, a little bit too much here, a little bit. I mean, when we have so much light on the gold, surface, well, maybe it's compression. We need to make sure that it doesn't turn white because of overexposure. Just be careful, okay? Other than this, I love how it's polished. You see how shiny metal look like because we have black reflections, we have really bright reflections, and have some sort of like gradients, right? This is cool. This is what gives us that look of, oh, it's shiny. It's super important. And this is great. Look at these guys. All these gemstones, they're brighter than the metal around. They're really bright and nice. So, super good. I love it, technically done. And actually background and all this, and it's nice. Okay, that's good start. Eric, what I can tell you, this is a good start, but it needs to be worked out. Gemstone is completely boom. I mean, it's just, you killed it. It's not a diamond. I think it is diamond in real life. It looks like. But it looks like a piece of, even not a glass, but like a plastic. I mean, it just do something to it. You probably have, I don't see much overexposure there. You probably have good lighting. It's just a pure of making post-production. First of all, it should be clean. You know how to clean jewelry. If it's worn, especially. There are ultrasonic cleaners. where you put, and it will clean stuff from inside. It's cool stuff. Check it out, ultrasonic cleaner on Amazon, $30, and you have it. So clean your diamonds, clean clean your gemstones, and make sure that they look nice, because there is no details, there is no edges, it's just some mess. Okay, same on the metal. It should be better. It could be, actually, it's not super bad, but it could be better. Gradient. Look at this, those gradients. How bright, how dark. You have somewhere semi. It's not really bright. It's grayish. It's grayish here, and there is no gradient. It's more like, so I know it's all about diffusers. Really, it's all about diffusers. Okay, one more. So the same photographer. Yeah, I see how good. How good you are. A retoucher. I'm wondering, are you a retoucher or a photographer? Anyway, it doesn't matter. There is a submission, so why not? It's good. What I can tell? A little bit unusual colors for me. The color schema. This pink and that really yellow gold. Maybe, but maybe. Well, not sure. What about bluish? Imagine that it would be slightly blue, well, not blue, not slightly blue fabric. I think it will be a killer shot. But again, this is personal preference. If you like red, then it's fine, it's kind of pink. Pink and gold, it's still, warm colors, they can play well together. Gemstones, everything looks really good. I love the definition. This is just wow, every little piece is visible. Super cool, yeah. I like it. This is, guys, one of those best examples of how I wish we can kind of make it larger. But yeah, nice. This kind of looks strange, but I think this is how it is. Not sure what could be done better. Be careful about this reflection. You see, it's almost, this side reflection. It's so flat. It's almost like too flat, almost like a plasticish. Be careful, because you may, you can do in post-production dodge and burn to make it slightly more contrast. Be really careful about this plasticish look. Okay, next, what do we have? How much do we have all left? It's hard to review, I mean, it's time. Okay, whoo, nice. Lots of things going on here. Smoke, all this, little thingy. That's cool. I like the colors, I like the composition. Okay, learning to be both, yeah. So, the retoucher and photographer, the best cocktail in the same glass, Okay, so for this one, Kasaturova, Moscow, I see. It's really creative idea. It's cool. We getting our jewelry, your jewelry, lost a little bit. So much texture, so much going on there. Lots of colors, and the jewelry getting lost. Unfortunately, this is the only thing, because it's all about composition here, right? And the jewelry by itself, those pearls, right? It's, well, at least two of them look like it's pearls. They highlight it nicely. They have this texture and all stuff. Probably you need to consider to get them closer. I mean, to get the camera closer to at least one of it, or, well, somehow feature them a little bit more. That's one thing. Then you have three of them, almost like a triangle. Again, composition. Think about this. I just kind of trying to brainstorm. There is like a bone or whatever, the skull of some pterodactyl, whatever. Let's imagine that it will be somewhere in the middle, okay? Like somewhere here, Oh, yeah. So, and since it has the texture, the surface is kind of clean, you may have some of your jewelry hang on it, on the eye hole and all that stuff. Eye hole. Is there such thing? Huh. Maybe I invented it. It's a different thing, but anyway. It could be better. I think if it will be placed on, something that will separate them from the background. Okay, just my idea. But otherwise, really cool. This is cool. This better. You see, this is better. It immediately brings attention to your the thing that you shoot. It's cool, it's composition, you know, and actually it's really cool jewelry. I'm getting it. Even though is it the same set, it looks so different. But anyway, this is cool. We have environment, we completely get in what it is. Again, some, you know, dinosaur, dead, and all is good. But we have the subject. The only thing that you can do a little bit more improvements. It's not bad at all. Talking about lighting for this bracelet, you see we have so many dark sides, you know, dark reflections. Put something on top. I even know where it should be. It should be on top, a little bit behind this composition, so it reflects since your camera is looking at this. Put some reflector. Even better, the diffuser with the spot. Not big one, so we have still black areas, but some of the areas will be bright. And there is some transition because it will be diffuser and then spot on the diffuser, and it will create a gradient on it, the diffuser on top. It may kill some shadows which are really cool, so you may need to do the double shot. You know, one shot for this, second as is like now. But this is just a suggestion. It may look better. It's not bad. It's not here, but it may be better. Okay. Anton saying ultrasonic friendly with very expensive jewelry like large diamonds and pearls. Does a good one have piece of their universal? Well, as far you better consult with the jeweler, of course, or with the owner, let's say, of that jewelry, if it's professional. But I know most of jewelers use it, and it's good. It's a matter of what kind of liquid in it, because you know, ultrasonic machines that cleaning, they use some liquid, and the liquid by itself could be harmful for some specific jewelry. So this is where you need to be careful. There are probably different liquids for different, but I know pearls, for example, can be vulnerable, and maybe others. Diamonds, it's hard to damage diamond if it's not a hammer, right? I mean, anything that kind of vibrates really won't hurt. But again, consult with your with the owner. Okay, nice one. Same here. Cool idea. It's better. It's somewhere between the first and the second one. The second one was really kind of popping up. It's there. Since it's in the middle, it takes lots of attention. Still lots of details. Maybe you can do a little bit vignetting, you know, just a little bit darkening it, so it's even more kind of towards the center. You know, the center will be brighter. But otherwise, I like it. Good lighting, cool stuff. I love when it's when compositions like this, you know, when it's creative, when we have props. It's super hard to shoot, I mean, and to put it. It's not like you put single thing. Okay, one more. So, thank you. This one. This is cool. Yeah, it looks really nice, and depth of field kind of plays something, well, nice, but it's like, you know, there are things that better to be in a focus, like a part of the gemstone, I mean the ring, right? There are things that are okay to be out of focus like this, and there is a texture, which is fine. Maybe you need to consider to sticking out a little bit more and having depth of field a little bit more for the ring, but since it will be sticking out, the background will be farther away, it may be, you know, you can increase depth of field, more ring in focus, and still lots of background blurred. Think about it. You know, technically speaking, this is nice. Lighting is good. I don't see any issues with lighting. There is nothing really blown out here. I see the cleaning issue. That's one of the things that, you know, you guys shoot jewelry, but you don't process them in Photoshop. It's lots of work. Especially if it's jewelry like this, we have tons of little, you know, dots. It's like it looks like it's dirty diamond or whatever, zirconium or whatever the mineral is that. If not in real life, but even if it's clean, sort of in real life, it will be on such macro level, it will be tons of stuff that we don't want to see. Clean it in Photoshop. Tons of courses, I mean, we have on YouTube, whatever, pick, but clean it, okay? Otherwise, it's super cool. Oh, nice. Such a deal. Wow. Hamed, Oh, wow, 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 wow. Love it. This is super. I mean, this is just super. Just, I can't really say anything. Look at this, guys. The way that, it's placed, of course, it's amazing, on a black, sort of like, almost like a charcoal, whatever. It's not, but, something. Such polished rubin or whatever is this, right? It's nice and clean, most of it. Actually, still, Photoshop work, I see some little dots, clean it. The lighting is cool. Look at this. We have some gradients. We have some bright reflections, some dark. We have tons of internal reflections, from the faucet that are inside. So it's done really, really well. And all the surrounding. And it's brightest part in the middle, right? It's darker here on the corners. And it gets the focus in the middle. So this is super cool. And the heart, it's like the whole story. It's like telling story short without any, almost like with no props, but so many things going on there, right? It's lots of meaning. Love it. Thank you, Hamid. Okay, next one, almost last one. One more and that's it. Okay, Hamoudi. Yes, I think I've seen it. It's cool. That's one of from our workshops, right? We have a workshop, and I think I've seen it, or at least it reminds me. And this is cool. This is a very good one. Yeah, we had it. It's either course or workshop. I forgot. The brown pendant, right, on such background when we have depth of field. It's either on Pro Club. I think it's on Pro Club. Nice, very nice. Guys, look at this. Metal. Why metal shiny and nice? It's clean. It has dark reflection and it has bright, and there is a gradient going on. This is the best way to showcase metal. It's beautiful here. And all these little things. Look at this, bright and dark, bright and dark. It's shiny. It's super, super cool. Yeah, Moody, I see. A little bit again, maybe it's because of the screen kind of enlarges, and for me, I see like some almost like a dust particles on the gemstone. If it's there, make sure that it's completely clean. There are some, but in terms of lighting and everything, gemstone looks really good. And the whole composition, I love it. This is the best way to utilize depth of field. That game of depth of field, when we use depth of field to bring important things to the viewer and hide the rest, and there is a contrast. It's amazingly good. So thank you. Wow, that's cool. Phil, somehow this pops on my screen. What pops? This? Alrighty. And the next, the last one, last submission, guys. Last submission from RT Folio. And, ooh, nice. I'm trying to see what is that. Okay, I see. It's like a little, how you call it? Beads, right? These beads. That's cool. Great idea, actually, since it's like shells, right? And the tabletop, the propping, sort of really good. It's a bottom of some ocean or whatever. There is no water. Even though it's, well, that's fine. I'm thinking about that this is clay, but it's completely fine. So it's a cool idea. It's cool composition. The way that you position it, all is good. Lighting. That's what's missing here. And a little bit of post-production. You have some mediating, but a little bit more. So what I'm talking about, somehow you lost the definition, especially on this one, on the right earring. It's too white, and I almost don't see, like here it's completely too much, right? Here it's fine. This is the best look, right? Where we see those bad beads. Some of them, okay, I see it. Some of them brighter, some of them darker. I got it, and brighter, darker. Still, what if you would use some smaller light source, maybe slightly not from the top of the camera, slightly on the side, so there is a little bit more definition, because all these little balls, those bits, these probably pearls, they may look cool since it's little balls when we have light somewhere on the side, so there is a gradient, little gradient. Basically the edges of every piece will be darker, and this will create like this is where I see it the most. Okay, imagine that we would have it, so we have more definition, we have better look of this. Then what you do next, make sure that it's heavy vignetting, and actually these guys could be darker, of course they will be darker, and then boom, it's amazing shot. Okay, so it's cool idea, just a little bit more on technical side. Okay, thank you so much. We are done. Now we need to choose the winner. Ta-da-da-da. And I have a winner. I cannot really think about anything else. There are so many good submissions, guys. You're really good. And 80% of submissions are really, really good, completely professional level. But there is one that stands out, and I picking it. This one. So, congratulations, Mohammed probably, right? Well, I'm not sure. This is the winner image. Contact admin@photigy.com or support@photigy.com, and or just on Instagram with your details, and we'll issue you the prize for you, the course of your choice. Alrighty, congratulations. And the next challenge, guys, would be the fire. Please be really careful. But what I showed you, it should be enough. So get a torch, or you can use just instead of a torch something like this. The drawback of this is that it's easy to blow it away with everything. You can't repeat it. With a torch, it runs a little bit more stable. So alcohol or any spray, that's even better than alcohol, but please be really, really careful. These things create bursts, and if you have anything that can be highlighted, can be burned, it will burn. So be really, really careful. Yeah, looks like we almost done. It's 2 hours and 1 hour and 20 minutes. And this is what Photigy challenge is. You do Photigy challenge. Tag. Okay, you need to add that tag. It's called Photigy challenge, like this. I'll show you. If I didn't do any mistake. Okay, so it's like that. Photigy challenge. And you put this tag when you submit image on the Instagram. I think I made a challenge. No, it's not like that, right? Well, anyway, let me remove it completely. You didn't see it. Sorry. And you have a week. It should be submitted before next Thursday, okay? Before the end of Thursday. We're picking up. Alrighty. Now Q&A. I'm here for you for a few more minutes before I say goodbye. If you want to ask me anything. Don't have to be liquor bottle. No, the subject could be anything. It may not liquor bottle, anything that you like, but as you can see, something transparent looks really awesome because you can see through it and the fire is behind. But it can be anything else, okay? And we do have some questions. Okay, YouTuber asked, Alex, I have photo shoot that I prepare for jewelry shop I tested, and there was a still black reflection. Do you think white tint would help erasing the black reflections? Well, I understand your question, but it's really strange question, because if you tell me that there is a black reflection, what I see that your subject, it's shiny enough, it's shiny metal, and it reflects something that appears black, dark, on given exposure and light and everything. It's dark there, right? And if you put a diffuser there, which tint is a diffuser, and it will reflect, instead of that area of studio whatever which has no light now, this is why it's black, it will reflect that diffuser. Yes, it will fix it. I mean, it will be bright. No doubt. I mean, you cannot escape it, right? If you put yourself on the mirror, you will see yourself. If you put your friend in the mirror, it will be your friend. Same here. If it's black, then there is nothing there. If you put some light or diffuser, it will be there or something. The question is, what's the drawback? If you put your light tint, it probably will cover not only the black area, but the rest of the areas or whatever, it will be covered by light tint. So, in short, light tint may work, but the drawback of that, all white stuff around, that it's hard to get black. You really need to think about putting some black pieces inside that light tint to get black reflections. Otherwise, it looks like crap. Plus, most of light tints has edges. It's like a cube, right? And those edges look really bad on the metal, on the jewelry. This is why I kind of saying, but I mean, not use it. But again, everything is based on your particular situation. So do whatever you want, but in general, you need to find out what the black reflection is, where it's coming from, where it is coming from. You use flashlight, and then think how to, what use to cover that area, and how big it should be, how bright it should be. It should be just a reflector, or you need to put a diffuser and light behind it because reflector is not bright enough. Who knows? You need to consider all of this. Okay? Hopefully, this answers your question. Delay in the comment is a minute plus. Oh, really? Whoa. Well, in the comment, I know the delay in the video is really long, but well, who knows? This is what we do. This is what we do. Okay. Any questions? No? Are we good? I hope so. So, guys, it was a pleasure. Okay. Oh, one second. There are some more coming in. There is a huge delay. Can be Photoshop. Can be a Photoshop composition shot with a fire, or have to use real fire? Just asking because my space is not enough to real. Well, the end result what matters. Really, the end result. If you put it using Photoshop, that's completely fine. It's not about burning things. You may well, it's cool to have that experience. How to get a fire on a picture. But the end result of the Photigy challenge is the image, whatever you do to get it. Just make sure that you have rights to use whatever the elements that you use in it. If you're gonna get some fire on the web without paying, that's probably not a good idea. At least buy it, some on stocks or whatever. We need to release the how you call it? The fire pack, because we do have splash packs, the stock where you can grab it, but yeah, fire. So what else? Let me think. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. Yeah. We all have our limitations, of course. I taught the tents because I have lots of pieces to shoot. Yeah, Evertuber. Tent for jewelry, that's fine. I mean, honestly, I would use the cone instead of a tent. The cone is a tent without edges. I've showed last time, right? It's super easy. If it fits, it's better to use it. You're gonna love it. Again, same thing with blue stuff. I mean, with black things, you need to put black strips inside. But cone is way better. It's way more professional solution than any light tent. But it's up to you, of course. Alex, what is good setup to get black reflection around the bracelet and get a bright on the top? Well, think about this. Bracelet, if it lays like this, you shoot from, not really from top, but a little bit on the side. So you need to cover your camera and everything on top with large diffuser. Large diffuser, right? Then you have, you use a spotlight, like 20-degree honeycomb grid or whatever, behind the diffuser to create a spot, a relatively bright spot. And depending on your distance and the spread of the light and the size of the diffuser, it will be areas on the diffuser that will be relatively dark. Because if you can have that spot relatively close, right, the power of the light will be, you set the exposure so it's not overexposed. It's bright but not completely blown out. The edges of the diffuser will be dark. And this is where you get dark reflection, and it will be beautiful gradient. You can check, let me think where we do have some jewelry stuff to show you to get, for example, okay, let me share something for you so you will see. I'll show you in a moment. So, for example, this shot, okay, it's not a bracelet, but the idea is the same. We do have some surface that facing the camera, and you see the black stuff around. Looks cool. It always looks cool like this when we have bracelet, especially like the chain, with bright and then dark. It was done the same way. It was large diffuser with hole for the camera in this case because it was straight top-down shot, and one light for the diffuser, and the area of the, when it gets darker, it's the edges of the diffuser, and then the rest, really dark edge, that's where diffuser was no diffuser actually. It was a gap. It was no diffuser. It was completely black. So it creates the gradient. So this is the answer. Okay. And I think you need glasses. Glasses, yeah, it's a good idea to have glasses, of course. Glasses is always good. So there is workshop on this. Like basically, you can see how we did it. But yeah, if you're part of, guys, we're running good sale. Just check everything. It's gonna end soon, so you better grab some course or better even membership. Because you can see you can have access to everything, to the whole thing, for less than $300 per year. Okay, so just think about it. If only workshops, it's $29 per month. Okay, glasses, yeah, glasses is good. All that can protect you is a good thing. Again, I'm from Soviet Union. Don't look at me. I was doing things that probably majority of normal world people won't survive. I mean, in my childhood, we just were playing with that stuff, like it was like a toys. I even don't want to tell you what we were playing with. So, but yeah, be careful. Thank you. Should I get expensive lighting gear? All guys that work have it. Should you get expensive lighting gear? Depends on what. If you have money, if you have budget for this, of course you get it, and it will be reliable. It's good, and it's good to have it, the expensive one. But if it's about getting your best shots, for best in given situation, you don't need expensive gear. It's not about price, really. It's about knowledge. I was showing many times that it's possible to do things with just tabletop lamps, and nobody will tell, looking at the result, that it was shoot with tabletop lamps. I know I can do this because I know stuff. There is knowledge. Of course, there is drawback because you need to spend lots of time with expensive, with professional gear. It's way easier to do this. But my plan was always like this: first, I get something least expensive. I shoot, I get money for what I shoot, and then I buy expensive stuff. Not opposite, because I never had a budget for things that I do. I came from poor country. I had $400 when we came to US, to United States, with us, my wife, $400 and nothing. And I, didn't have profession and all this stuff. My wife couldn't work. It was crazy time. So my way is to self-funding on everything, and self-funding is I get the best result with what I have, and then I sell it, and then I get money to fund for the better equipment or whatever. Okay, so you don't need to have it, but it's good to have. Alrighty. If I subscribe for a membership, will I have access to all the tutorials? Yes. All that membership, the unlimited, it has all the tutorials, basically all what we call Pro Club, plus all the courses. What is not included in Unlimited is only certification program. Because program is completely different entity. Program is where you have your personal instructor working with you. It's lots of time during this, and there is no way that we can discount to certain level certification, because we need to pay our instructors. We need to pay, because it's not a digital product by itself. Certification program, I'm talking about this. 1 second. Certification is here. It's a school. It's real people working with you on every shot that you do and submit for the review. Okay, so it's different, and it has a discount. It has a good discount, but it's not a part of Unlimited. All the rest, all the individual courses, what you see here, everything, and everything on membership is included on Unlimited. So by the money, it's unbeatable. I mean, you have everything. And since it's annual subscription, you will have whatever courses will be coming up, you have automatically access to it. For example, this course that we are talking about, right? Janine course for CGI. If you are a member of Unlimited, you just get an access to it once it's alive. And we do have a good plan for next courses from Janine, and Artyom is doing 2 more courses, Artyom Pisarevsky. So, okay, enough for this. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm, guys, just answering your questions. Best investment budget for equipment. What Alex said. Yeah, thank you, Charles. This is what it is. $100,000 lighting can steal like a bad image. Yes, of course. Yeah. It's not about the price. It's about knowledge. The lighting is a tool, right? And you still can get the very expensive hammer and, you know, break your head with it, and there is nothing good. Alrighty, we are good. Thank you so much, guys. See you next Friday. Again, please like this video, comment, share if you see it on the recording. Next Friday, Photigy challenge is fire, okay? Watch for this Monday when we will release Introduction to CGI for Product Photographers course from Janine Polk. This is something that if you are planning to stay in product photography, in commercial product photography reality, you have to get CGI these days. Otherwise, you'll be wiped off by shooting tents. But you don't want to be wiped off by shooting tents, by people with shooting tents. You need to offer services that they cannot do. CGI is an answer, okay? And it's not that bad in terms of, it's not that hard. But still, it's an effort, and we'll help you to get there with the courses. Alrighty, have a great weekend. See you next Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. And, well, say hello to all your friends, family, and be together. Goodbye.